Let's check in with Caitrin now. She's on the go this morning for YXE Bike Week. Good morning, Caitrin.
Good morning. That's right. We are going to talk winter biking, which feels very appropriate. It's obviously winter outside. It snowed this morning. We're going to be joined by Jory Cadman from Saskatoon Cycles. She's going to give us some winter biking tips. We're going to talk about why you can bike in the winter. Yes, you can bike in the winter. We're going to talk about the equipment, some safety things as well. It's going to be great. And tomorrow's actually Bike to Work Day, so we're doing it just in time for that.
Perfect timing, Caitrin, and hopefully the weather will hold out for that day tomorrow, but we'll check back in with you in just a bit.
All right, let's throw things over to Caitrin. She's learning more about YXE Bike Week this morning.
Good morning. That's right, Mike. And I am joined by Jory Cadman, and she's with Saskatoon Cycles. She's a volunteer there. She also volunteers with a really cool delivery service called ZenZ. We're going to talk about that in a minute. It's an emissions-free delivery, but we're here first to talk about Bike Week. And Jory, you actually did bike here, so yes, it is possible to bike in the winter in this weather. You just need to be properly equipped. Tell us a little bit about winter biking.
Sure. Yeah, there are a lot of us who bike all year round here in Saskatoon, to either commute or just kind of recreationally. It's definitely doable if you have the right equipment and the right clothing, and it's pretty fun.
Okay, so what do you have with you right now? Because when you rolled up, you did definitely have some equipment on. I think I saw goggles, of course, a helmet.
Yeah, so I have a winter helmet and goggles. That's pretty essential, especially if it is quite cold. This is my winter bike, so I have studded tires. Those really help when I'm riding over the ice. Not everyone has studded tires. That's fine. There's a lot of different kind of ways you can outfit yourself and your bike to be able to ride in the winter.
And I imagine, of course, you're wearing a warm jacket. And as you continue biking, I imagine you would learn new things about winter biking and sort of figure out new tips and tricks. Okay, so it is Bike Week. What is the goal of Bike Week?
It's Winter Bike to Work Week. It's a partnership between Saskatoon Cycles and the City of Saskatoon. And the goal is to get people out commuting to work on their bike, celebrate those who already commute by bike, and just kind of make it a welcoming environment for people to bike to work.
Awesome. And it was actually pretty warm earlier this week, so I imagine a lot of people were biking. We're also going to talk when we come back about Bike to Work Day, which is tomorrow. We're going to talk about some tips, too, for locking up your bike, because we know that can be a concern for some people if they are biking. Winter biking, people, it's possible. Jory's doing it. Stay with us.
Well, it's time again to check in with Caitrin on the go for YXE Bike Week this morning. Caitrin, this week is currently in progress right now, but what are you learning?
We're learning about winter biking, and we've actually seen several cyclists go by already this morning. So people in our city are doing winter biking. And we're joined by Jory Cadman from Saskatoon Cycles, who's, of course, a winter biker. She biked here. Saskatoon Cycles, how long has it been in the city?
I think a little over 10 years now.
Okay, so, and what does the organization, what's the aim of the organization? How do you get involved?
Yeah, so the aim of the organization is just to advocate for cycling for everyone, advocate for safe cycling for everyone. Yeah, so there's a number of things Saskatoon Cycles does. They do bike valet. We do kind of fun rides, slow rolls for people to come and try out cycling or continue cycling. Little things like that to kind of build cycling capacity and advocacy.
Cool. Love it. Okay, so stay with us. When we come back, we're going to be joined again by Jory. She's going to give us some more of her winter biking tips.
All right, let's head back to Caitrin one last time. She's learning more about YXE Bike Week and cycling in our city, even in the winter. And today, it definitely feels like winter. Hey, Caitrin?
Yes, it is wintry out, and we have Jory with us. She's going to bike right to us. She is dressed for winter biking. You can winter bike. She bikes here. We've seen quite a few cyclists biking, actually. You just need the right equipment, the proper winter wear. Okay, Jory, you are dressed head to toe. You got your stuff on. Tell me what you're wearing in order to stay warm and enjoy the cycling in this weather.
Yeah, so warm helmet, winter goggles, layers, because you'll probably start off cold and very quickly get warm. Synthetics and wool are best. And then, just warm mitts and warm boots for sure.
Perfect. And probably a couple of layers for the pants as well. It looks like you have kind of like what is this called? A neck warmer?
Yeah, a buff.
Yeah, a buff. Okay, that's the technical term. Okay, so it is, of course, YXC Bike to Work Week. Another thing I want to talk about, because we mentioned this in the last segment, but we didn't have time to touch on it, is locking up your bike. So what are some tips for the proper, I guess, bike locks or equipment to ensure your bike is safe when you're not riding it?
Yeah, so get a good lock, not just a cable that can easily be cut. Get like a U-lock or a heavy like chain link lock. Lock it up somewhere in plain sight. Make sure it's properly locked around the frame. Try not to leave it out for too long if possible.
Right, and you have a pretty sturdy lock on your bike here. One more thing too, because obviously right now the sun is coming up a little bit earlier, but still dark early in those mornings if you are biking to work. Safety tips for that.
Yeah, so definitely have lights. A rear red taillight is best, and then a front light as well. And then just kind of be mindful of your surroundings, pedestrians and vehicles and things like that, and you should be good.
That's awesome. All right. Okay, Saskatoon Cycles, of course, is partaking in this. If you're somebody who's new to biking, is that a good place to start?
Yeah, absolutely. Saskatoon Cycles has some great resources. There's lots of kind of groups and businesses in the city that can help you get started. So there's Bridge City Bike Co-op. There's a couple of different bike shops as well. Everyone there is really knowledgeable. It's just, get involved, and then you'll find all the right people that can help you get started.
Yeah, and I feel like it's the perfect time. Spring is coming as well. You can head to saskatooncycles.org for more information. And Jory and I were talking in the break. There's actually a video on their YouTube channel that goes in depth on winter biking tips. So check that out and follow them on Twitter and Instagram at Saskatoon Cycles.
Amazing, Caitrin. Thank you so much for that this morning. Come on inside and warm up.